What's going on? Oh, I moved. Hello, hello. Let's see where we are live. We should be just checking around town, see if we're live on my page. Let us see. Yes, we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to those of you popping on. Say hello wherever you are around town. Whether you're, because we're multi-streaming, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. So say hello wherever you are. Just making sure, especially that we are live on YouTube. Let me just check that. You know the drill. I do this every time. I have no certainty in this technology, especially with all the stuff that is going on in the world, with all these updates and all these things. Yes, it does say I am live. So that is good. Hello, Richard. Welcome. Nice to see you. Yes, I am well. I had every intention of coming on last week, and that seemed to go south with the day after Thanksgiving. And I think I was in a food coma pretty much last week. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of come on this week and do a little kind of resurrect something that I did. It's actually one of my very first videos that's on this page. I think it's I might have it hidden. I don't know. It's possible I have it hidden. But I wanted to resurrect it. And I will say, well, for starters, I will just say, hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And thanks for popping on. Thanks for joining me here today. And I'm Debbie Tatel from Spirit Light Insight. And so welcome to all of you. And it is December 1st, so I will say my normal greeting for the first of the month, which is rabbit, 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 hare, hare, hare. And that is a good luck saying. I guess the kids in England or somewhere along the way, that was something that they would say for good luck for the month. So wishing everybody very much good luck for the month. So I know that we're still gathering steam here on the various channels, but how's everybody doing? How are you doing, Richard? Since you're talking here. Oh, thank you. That's great. Thank you so much for watching those videos. Yeah, it's really nice. That is one thing I do like about this platform, is that everything stays on there. And I tend to leave it up, even if I don't consider it like a great show or something. I always leave up the videos. I very rarely ever take anything down unless it's like really, really horrible, because I feel like it's all a learning curve, especially on this technology. And today you get me completely unscripted. I have like not too much prepared. It'll be fine. I mean, I do have stuff prepared for you, but it's going to be more or less totally unscripted. I am getting ready to go out of town super early tomorrow morning. And I wasn't even sure I was going to do it, but because I wasn't here last week, I really wanted to come on this week and just say hello. Good to know that you are well. Tired. Yeah, there is definitely like a vibe in the air. It's December 1st. We're coming into the crazy holiday season, which here in the US, almost the official kickoff was like last week and Thanksgiving, and the energy really shifted even right before Thanksgiving, which I thought was incredible. It just seemed to me like people were putting up their Christmas trees and their holiday decorations, like even before Thanksgiving. Everybody wanted it done. And when I started looking at that energy, what I realized is that we're all in such like a flux right now that the it's like we need something to bring us joy, something to make us happy, something to just kind of perk us up. And a lot of times it's our environment that really helps with that. I myself finally got, there we go. There's I'm leaning over to one side. The light's really crazy. But that I got a new chair. My other chair was like about 6 inches lower. And, and I couldn't see squat. Like it was just a nightmare. So now I'm in this nice ergonomic chair. So that was kind of what I did for myself to make me happy. But I just really noticed holiday decorations. I just got well, you can't really see them in the background. I wish I had like kind of a different sort of a space here. But Mom is here. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you on here. Not that I talked to you. Let's see, the kids at school already fired up about Christmas. Yeah, it's really, this is a really strange time, strange year, strange energy across the board. Yeah. And as we enter this this space of December, also it's a very stressful time of year. So even though it's the holidays and we're all supposed to be, oh, happy, happy, fine, fine, it's not. It's a lot of stress to decorate, to put out the perfect meal, to plan the perfect party, to get together with our friends and everybody. What do you wear? Do you need a new outfit? There is so much that goes on. And then there's that space where, if things aren't going well for you, you might see all this happy, happy, fine, fine on social media. And even though it might not be fine, fine, that's what folks make it look like. Yeah. So this time of year, we are so affected by our whole environment and everything that's going on in various places, whether it's at work or whether it's parties or even the stress of going to a party. I know I get stressed out because I'm going to want to eat all those yummy things. And even that can be stressful. So, despite the fact that the holidays are supposed to be light and full of joy, sometimes they're not. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about today, are offer some tips to get you to beat those holiday blues, because we can all hit that space where we might be feeling alone or isolated or families nitpicking or we're around people, there's food pushers, and if you're on a diet, that gets in the way. Sometimes we eat too much, we drink too much, and all of that can really weigh on us. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to everybody coming to get those. I had 6, but I think I actually have more ways to beat the holiday blues. But first I want to ask, and you can drop a message in the comments, does anybody get the holiday blues? Like, does anybody get super stressed out? And oh my God, my hair, I got caught in the rain earlier. So I've got rain head. But does anybody, how is your holiday? Do you find that you like to get out? Do you want to be a hermit? Do you want to enjoy the parties? Do you enjoy hosting parties? Like I used to love hosting parties, and actually I still do love, but with COVID, that got shut down and it just kind of never came back. But there's a space so I love to entertain, but I like to make it really casual and very chill. And so everybody can just come and relax from the stress, from family sometimes. Not that we don't love our families, but let's face it, families can be really, really tricky. And yeah, Richard, you don't celebrate Christmas and hermitize. Hermitize? That's a good word. I like it. Hermitize. For the holidays. Well, you know, sometimes we need to. Sometimes it's okay to have, well, actually, always, if we feel that we need the space and we're not feeling isolated and alone. Because the holidays mean something different to everybody. Yeah. And I know I myself, like I said, I like to host certain things, but then I like my quiet time. For me, of course, I'm Jewish, but Christmas Eve is this sort of tradition of watching It's a Wonderful Life. And then I've even gone to midnight service at Unity Church and things like that. So I like doing things like that. Just haven't done it in quite a while. So, yeah, I want to hear about all your experiences. So, I know people are coming on and dropping off and coming on again, but welcome to all of you. And I welcome you to kind of add into the conversation, because this is just and by the way, did you all know that, here we are, it's December 1st. And what I say, especially if you got my newsletter, which came out last night, the beginning is near. It's not, let's celebrate the end of the year. Let's celebrate the beginning that is absolutely so close. And this year, we have an opportunity to waltz into 2024. And I'm going to probably be bringing this up. You're all going to be seeing this at some level because did you know 12/31/2023, so 12/31/23 is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So we are going to be waltzing out of 2023 and arriving at 2024. So even though this is a weekly wrap up, TGIF, everyone, we can't bypass what's going on in the world. So for the week, boy, the energy was really gnarly. It seemed like wrapping up everything that needs to be wrapped up before we go into full on. It's almost like everybody's going on vacation mode, even if you're not going on vacation. But I got slammed with work. But also, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, there's been a lot of hacks and updates going on with, the phones. And I was getting there. Let's just say there's some stuff going on here. So just be aware of it. It's not anything to be afraid of, but you really want to be aware because I believe we are also already in the sort of the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. There's a Mercury retrograde that's going to start on December 13th. And so we're in that sort of shadow period. So we're starting that slowdown, but just really be aware of the technology and what's going on out there. And it's not a mistake, when you start getting critical updates for things. And I've been getting messages like crazy. So there's definitely something going on out there on a grand scale. So it's not your imagination if you're feeling something underneath all of this stuff. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Oh, yeah. Seems like just yesterday, Lewis and I were doing the New Year's show. Yeah, where's Lewis? Somebody go ding Lewis. I don't know where he is today. I haven't spoken to him in about a week or a couple weeks, actually. Yeah. And so I will be doing a New Year's show with Lewis on Michael Arrington's, all his channels, Paul Lind, Esther Goldberg, all of those. And we're going to be joined, I believe, this year by Pat Dumas. She's an astrologer, and Corby, who is amazing. So it's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be like Psychics on Parade, predicting. I don't know what time it is. I don't know if we even have a time yet, but we will absolutely be here to usher in the brand new year. And I think we had cocktails last year. We will probably have our own respective cocktails this year. Who knows? So yeah, this week's been a little gnarly. Like I said, I'm leaving to go to a memorial for my teacher. In fact, I'm just dedicating every show to my teacher and mentoring guide, Michael Tamora. So that was the other reason I felt like I really wanted to come on here before I left, because we're sort of carrying on the legacy and the teachings, and that is what I am doing here. Is I'm offering you these tips, these psychic tips, psychic tools and techniques that even I teach in my meditations, my private meditations, my clairvoyant development program, all of that. And so I'm actually teaching it here on this open forum. So, and Richard was commenting about how the All Stars are coming on to Michael's show for New Year's Eve. And yes, I agree. We are. We are definitely doing that. So, holiday time, what is the most stressful thing that you find for your holidays? And again, drop a message in the comments. I'd love to hear, and or even just say hello. I'm seeing there's lots of numbers here. Everybody's stealth. Everybody's like incognito tonight or something. But we are definitely gonna be talking. So, what is the most stressful thing for you? Is it buying the right gift? Um, I had to hide. So my mom's gift has been sitting on the table behind me. And so I have it hidden on the other side of the room, lest I go from side to side. I don't want her to see it. Ha, ha, ha. So yes, Mom, I already have your holiday gift. But what is the thing for you that is kind of that gives you a little bit of blues? You know, sometimes it's being alone, you know, uh, just curious. The energy is very thick, and it is very hard to handle. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of programming, y'all. There's a lot of programming. Buy this, bigger, better, best. It's not always bigger, better, best. And that's part of the chaos. That's part of what you feel at an empathic level, and especially if you're sensitive to energy like Richard and all the actually a lot of the folks who are on here watching right now. If you're very sensitive to energy, it can be very, very chaotic. But one of the ways that, you know, for me, sometimes I will look at social media, and again, everybody's like happy, happy, fine, fine, everything's all hunky dory and wonderful. And that is just, I call it the face of Facebook, or the facade of Facebook, or the facade of what we're doing. But it can also be really isolating and kind of, you know, when we start to see happy family pictures, if your family's not so happy, you're not going to feel so happy. Oh, I wish that I was happy like them. And really, and I will say, to our credit, we like to put our best face forward, but that's not the whole picture. So, one of the ways I see to beat the holiday blues is to really give yourself some space. Disconnect from the social media bandwagon, or even if you need to step out, and you might not want to go to that party, you might not want to communicate with folks that, you know, maybe you're not in alignment with, but you're invited. Maybe it's an office party, maybe it's you know, a colleague, or a building. You know, my condo has a party. I don't always go down for that. Not that I don't love my neighbors, I do, but I don't always want to socialize. But disconnect from your social media space, except for here, except for this TGIF and YouTube, where we are opening a space to be who we are and express ourselves as we are. Because we don't do that a lot around family, do we? And sometimes we don't do that around social media either. So disconnect from that social media, and you really do get to step out of that energy and really own your space. This is another thing to beat the holiday blues. Is I know I talk about meditation all the time, but meditation is cumulative. Yeah, it helps clear the energy that isn't ours. It helps put us in a different frame of mind, a different mindset. You know, I've been calling these TGIFs Insight for the Curious and Enlightened. And then in the little corner, I have a little thing that says Spiritual Mind Fuel. What we give our mind is just as important as the food we put in our bodies. Yeah. And so we really need to fuel our minds differently sometimes, especially during the holiday season. So we want to give ourselves space to breathe and to just be in meditation and to find that neutral space in the center of our head and be in that neutral. I call it the neutral zone. I know it sounds very Star Trek-y, but it's the neutral zone. Yeah. So give yourself lots and lots of space during the holidays for meditation and quiet. And you know what? You can turn, like, I have my phone on do not disturb, right? Well, there's my cat. She's my wallpaper, but it's on do not disturb during this. I just turn my phone. I have a little focus on my phone that says gone reading or gone meditating. And so I just flip the focus and I make sure I stay off the social media and I just start breathing and reconnecting with my body. And you can do that too. That's the important part, is to reconnect, to find your clarity and be in the center of your head, to be grounded and own your own space. And when I talk about owning a space, I mean that you have the space to be who you are as you are and express yourself in your totality as a soul, as a spirit, as the being that you are. Yeah. You know, the holidays, we were talking about Richard hermetizes. He goes into hermit mode, and that the energy is very chaotic there. Well, here's the thing. It is chaotic, and if you match that energy, if you match that chaos, you're going to feel like everything inside of you is chaotic. So one of the other ways to kind of beat the holiday blues or beat those weird feelings that you get, or those chaotic feelings, is to set your energy. Just because you walk into a party that's set at everybody's drinking, you can set your own energy how you want it. Yeah, maybe if you don't want it to be chaotic, you can set your energy so that it's at calm. And to do that, and I'm going to bring it back to that space of meditation, and how cumulative that is the more that you give yourself space to meditate, the more you give yourself space to turn your attention within, the more of your energy you're going to pull in around you so that you don't match that chaos that's out in the world. And so, hello, Lisa, welcome. Just saying hello to some folks that are coming on. So you get to decide what you want. Even if you're going to a party, give yourselves a few breaths. Give yourself a space before that and decide how you want it to go. Do you want it to be happy? Do you want to share? Or if you go into resistance to what you're doing, it's going to hit you so hard. If you walk into a party and you're just, oh, I don't want to be here and everything, you are going to have a miserable time. But if you go in saying, okay, this is not necessarily what I want to do, but I'm going to go in, I'm going to be who I am, I'm going to have a smile on my face, I'm going to just joyfully experience this, that's what you're going to experience. And I have to get rid of this person. I will never, let's see, block user on Facebook, add to blocker there. So Lisa, that person, do not respond. Anybody, if you are on this channel, and I was like in mid-sentence when she did this, she wanted to want you to message with Cash App and things like that. That will never happen here, right? Those are trolls that are coming in. So thank you for giving me a second in midstream to just to just take care of that. Because Lisa said so very true. Like if you set your own energy, you set your, it's like setting an example for yourself, but you're setting it. And again, you can do this. Oh, I love that word, infiltrate. Yeah, I have a public page and people come on there. And in a way, I mean, I guess it should be an honor, to be trolled. I always say I'm doing something right when I'm trolled, but I don't like that space. I want to make this a safe space for everyone that is here. So I just block everybody who infiltrates. So that's just amazing. So Richard's saying, I try to do that. I find some people seem startled and even put off when I don't match their chaotic energy. And you know what? Here's the great thing that I'm going to share with you, Richard. If they're startled and put off when you don't match their energy, that's actually not your problem. How they react to you is not your problem if you are owning your space, not in lieu or in power over them. But also consider this, because sometimes we go to one end of the spectrum when we see people are startled like that, is maybe they're startled and feel put off because you never did that before. And that when you do that, you're not healing them. And that can be very startling the moment you stop healing people that you're used to healing. So yeah, it's not, just own your space and be in a space where, let's say you're in your own gold bubble. And that's a way to set your energy, is imagine you're in a golden bubble. Yeah. We're going to do that in the meditation at the end. So I hope that you will all stay and check out the meditation, because this is going to really, everything we're doing here, we're going to do, and I'm going to teach you how to do it in the meditation when we end this. And what's my mom saying? My mom's saying they're still watching you and picking up your energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Mom, that's actually a super good point. Clearly, we've been hanging out a lot, 9 months in your belly and then all the holidays and everything in between. But that's a really good point, because one of the things that happens when we set our energy is that not only are they picking up our energy, they will match us. So when people match us, what if we set our energy at joy and then people start matching us, and you're going to actually see a shift in the room. You will actually feel a shift in the room. It's really amazing. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So set your energy however you want it, and you can set it at joy, set it at happiness, set it at peace, set it at calm, whatever you'd like. Even let me get through this night, right? It can be as simple as that. And Lisa's asking for a message in the UK. So if there's something that you want me to quickly look at, Lisa, I'm happy. You need to ask a question, not just get a message, because spirit is amazing, and that leaves a whole broad message from who, it's interesting that I would love to give you a message, but you got to ask a question, and then we'll go from there. By the way, my mom was laughing. I'm guessing at the part when I said I was in your belly for 9 months. That's just what I'm guessing. So there we have that. Yeah, so disconnect from social media, double up on your meditation, and just let that kind of, pretty soon, by the way, when we do these conscious meditations, pretty soon we can just sit down and we're always running energy. We're always letting that flow, letting it go, and filling up. as we let go. And it not that it becomes automatic, but it becomes very conscious. Yeah. And so, yeah, one of the other things to do to beat those holiday blues is to manage your expectations. And it can be going either direction. Maybe we have an expectation that this party is going to be amazing, and we walk in and it's not because people are nasty and, who knows what. Or we have an expectation that somebody's going to be, not so nice to us. Yeah. We need to look at that for ourselves and how our mindset is as we go into that space. Yeah. That's part of it. Manage your expectations as you go in. And in fact, maybe you can be neutral. Maybe you can just decide to be in present time, because if we have an expectation, that means we're thinking about something. We're not really here and now. And sometimes, and you may notice this, that when you have an expectation, you're in the future. Right? And you're waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to occur. So just decide, what do you need, and give that to yourself. That's super, super important. And so let's see. Lisa's saying, thank you. I live in a church in an old orphanage. There's a presence there, a good presence. Yeah. Well, I don't know if there is a message there, but there is gosh, Lisa, I hope if you want to bop on YouTube, I don't know. I think so there's a link at the top of the Facebook thing that says best viewed on YouTube. If you ever want to bop over to YouTube, I've got a show, or even it's probably still in the Facebook, that I did with paranormal investigators a few weeks ago. But what I can't, and I had a really interesting instance with them at a when they were doing a live that I happened to catch, and I was reading a little girl, and they had a music box. They were at an orphanage, and or not an orphanage. I'm sorry. This is yeah. They were at a graveyard, and I saw a little girl there, completely clearly. And what happened, it was so interesting, is the minute they addressed the little girl, hey, let us be known, this music box that they had set out started to play. So it was, I'll be honest, even weirded me out, but anyway, so that happened. But do check out the paranormal one. But I do see that there is a presence, a very loving presence in that space. It's almost a mother figure, almost an angel. I don't know how old that the space is that you're in, but whatever the grounds are, I see something that's been there for quite a while. So even though I'm really not doing readings, I'm doing Beat the Holiday Blues. But as long as, yeah, I was going to say, I'm seeing that old there, and just welcome that in, just say hello to that spirit. And Lisa, even you can, when you're in meditation or you're just getting your space, you can ask that entity, but it's a very loving female type figure that's in there, and that's sure what it looks like to me. There's like a white, she's like the caretaker of this space. So I don't know if you know the history of that, the full history of that space. She's really present there. And so if that's where you live, how wonderful. Like, and do you realize you were called there? And Lisa's saying she got a voice called Agna or Agnes. Is it Agna? Yeah, I don't know, but what so this loving being, by the way, called you in. That's kind of how it works in that space. Anyhow, back to what we're doing. I kind of deviated from there, but as we're talking about this beautiful being, this benevolent being that's in this other space, what's amazing is another way to beat those holiday blues. And again, we're going to do this in the meditation shortly. Is to release, I call it release the ghosts of holiday past. So it's funny, Lisa, that you brought up this being just now, when that's what I was going to talk about. But we want to release the ghosts of holidays past. Very often we feel sad or lonely or missing someone who has passed. We had maybe a good experience with a holiday and we wish we could have that again. Or maybe it's, you're missing your parents or other folks. There's all kinds of past holiday experiences, good, bad, and ugly, right? And I know that I try not to, I don't like to use judgment words, but we all kind of do it. Oh, I love that one. It was magical, but I hated this one because the family was fighting, or I got into trouble because I spilled the milk, or there's all kinds of, I call them ghosts. They're not really ghosts, but what they are energies that we hold on to. So we have to release those. And one way to do that is just to acknowledge that they're there. And you don't have to feel them, but do acknowledge that that's how you're feeling. Yeah. So if any of you are hermetizing, as Richard says, but if any of you are doing that, or you tend to isolate during the holidays, this is a thing to look at, and as to maybe why. Is there a reason that is happening? So that's another way. Just acknowledge what you're feeling. And the other thing is to let everyone else be exactly where they are. This is an important distinction. People will push your buttons. People have their own stuff. People will compete with you. People will come after you, let's say, for being, maybe they're drunk and you're not, and they want you to join them. Or there's a lot of stuff that goes on during the holidays. And, let's face it, again, we're going to these functions because sometimes we're supposed to. Ooh, did I do air quotes? Yeah, I did air quotes. But let go of the resistance. Let others be where they are, because you may find that the folks that bother you the most, or are in a particular space one way or another, that those folks are in fear or in pain in their own right. And so that's what I welcome you to do. That is, just see where they're at, and you can use your senses, use your own clairvoyance. You can see, you can feel the energy, feel if what they're doing, are they really. And I know, Richard, you were saying, that they were startled and taken aback. And that's a really good thing to look at, is when they're startled or taken aback. What is that? What is that for them? Yeah, not just you, that's your experience of that. And then you get to then notice what's happening in that way and kind of flex your clairvoyant muscles. So, and kind of last but not least, one of the other sort of energetic tips, spiritual tips, psychic tips, if you will, to beat those holiday blues and to kind of get through the holidays with a lot of grace and a lot of space, is to find your own magic and joy. We talked about setting your energy for your own experience. And that's going to include really connecting with that joyful space that you have within that magic space. And again, if you get my newsletter, a lot, I put a lot of this, some of this stuff, not all, into my newsletter, but really connecting with your own joy. Do you know, like, what color is your joy? What does that feel like? Can you just bring that about by meditating? And you actually can. And if you don't believe in miracles and magic and any of that, what I would say is just consider that it does exist. Consider that, not in the sense of prove it, but just open your mind, open your world, and consider that these things exist. Start to do what brings you joy. So if you like decorating, do decorate for the holidays, put up beautiful lights, go talk to people, go, or even just, kind of turn everything within and just really take the time to connect. We're going to have ample opportunity to do that through the entire month of December, with that Mercury in retrograde. And these are just a few ways. Just connect with yourself, because as spirit in a body, you are joy. You are pure joy. So what have you done, not just to isolate or be in a different space, but are there things that you do? What are some of the things you do to kind of counteract these other energies, these energies in the world? Because it's the world, it's the programming about buy this, it's the getting the perfect gift, setting the perfect table. So there's actually a thing that I teach the clairvoyant students about. Richard's saying good advice. Yeah. I teach the clairvoyant students a lot of different tools, and one is to be in neutral with and just kind of watch what's going on. Yeah. Just do what brings you joy. Bring that in. Set your energy, set your experience. I always say set your experience or it will set you. So there's that. So goodness, wow, we're coming up on the, let's see, try to stand back and look at energies almost clinically. That's kind of, as long as it's from neutral. Sorry, super thirsty. I have lights on. I have my Himalayan salt lamp next to me. I reset up my whole space. And sometimes we just have to step back and step out of. Yeah, we don't have to match it. And by the way, those perfect pictures, as I was saying, when I actually teach a whole class on perfect pictures, because so many of us have these perfect pictures of how we have to be or how we have to look. Or I am like at the top of the list on that, about perfect pictures, like with my lighting here. I'm finally acquiesced and figured it out, I think. So I'm much happier with it. But sometimes we just have to look at the energy and just notice what is a perfect picture. Yeah. And it's exactly what it says. Perfect. It's about perfection. So give yourself a lot of space to make mistakes. Give yourself space to not be perfect. Give yourself space to need more space. Those are just some of the things that you can do. So find your magic and joy. And I think we can do that, but I will do my little, oh gosh, it's, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I wanted to go about an hour. I am not even packed yet to go to Michael's memorial out in Sacramento. Not Michael Arrington, different Michael, my teacher, Michael. But I did want to get on here and offer you some tips and tools to get through kind of the next 30 days of family and friends and parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and maybe even caroling out in the snow for any of you that do that. But my name, once again, is Debbie Tatel, and I am a clairvoyant. I teach meditation. I do readings. I have a clairvoyant development program. I've got lots of things coming up. So if you want to actually book a session, I won't be available until after next Wednesday. I start my availability again because I'll be out of town. So if you want to book a reading with me, please do so. And wherever you are, if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, the link should show up, or you can just aim your little camera at that QR code and you'll go right to my booking site. But if you would prefer a workshop on 12/21. So on the solstice, we're doing a meditation, solstice meditation and ritual celebration, which is going to be super fun. And then on January 7th, we've got our annual Create 2024, which is, and I do this every year. So if you're listening to this later, you can jump on whatever year it is happening, where we actually set the energy for the year. We reclaim our energy from the year before. It's a fun workshop. But if you go to this book a session, just scroll all the way down to the workshops and you will see it there. My website, just for reference, is spiritlightinsight.com. You can find out I'm starting to update my site slowly but surely. So do visit and see what's going on around town on my website, spiritlightinsight.com. So there is all of that. And wow, we are at that place where it is time to wrap up the week, wrap up our energy, or call our energy back, and then set the energy for at least the next week to come. So everybody give yourselves a breath. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you have the space to do so, be seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. And gently begin to turn your attention within. Say hello to all that you are and all the thoughts going through your mind. And just let them be there. Give yourself a breath. And just feel the rise of your chest. And as you exhale, just begin to let go. Let go of all that energy from the week that no longer serves you. Let's feel that just gently melting away. Rest your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head and be in charge in your sacred space. This is your sacred sanctuary in the center of your head. It's always there for you. Even if you're in a crowd of people, you can be in the center of your head and you're going to have a space to be able to see clearly, have your clarity as you look at energy. So rest your attention in the center of your head and give yourself a breath. And if you haven't already, gently close your eyes or turn your gaze downward, depending on where you are. And imagine that you have a connection from the tip of your tailbone that goes all the way down into the center of the earth, where you are grounded. And make whatever that connection, just widen that out till it's as wide as your torso and then as wide as your energy field, your aura, about 6 feet around you. Give yourself a breath and begin to see a flow of energy moving away from you and down that grounding, down that connection with the earth where it's going to get neutralized at the center of the planet. Notice what you're releasing. You don't have to, but it's nice to sometimes look at what are some of the energies that you're releasing? What are some of the energies that you became responsible for this past week or this past month or even this past year? Just begin to release whatever you are ready to release, and then breathe and release. Breathe and release. Allow yourself to release any cords or connections that you have with other people. That is always an energy exchange, so disconnect. Just let go of those connections. And then decide how you'd like to set your energy for the next week. We do that in all of these meditations. You can just kind of see that as a color or an energy or a concept or a construct. And in fact, you can even see it in a ball of light, a ball of golden light above your head. And you can have that crown chakra at the top of your head just turn whatever color or bring in that concept right into that space. And as you do that, you're going to notice that there's more energy releasing from your space as you set your energy. Give yourselves a breath and begin to release anything that is holding on as you reset your energy. Let go of any responsibility for others' pain or others' experiences, or even how they experience you. Just begin to let that go down that grounding connection. And give yourself space to be who you are, as you are, and to express yourself as the spirit that you are. Let yourself relax into this space as you breathe. Let any emotions or thoughts that are not in the present time, in this present moment, let those go down that grounding cord, that connection. And call your energy back from the past, whether it's holidays past, whether it's the week that is past. Just call your energy back into that golden ball of light above your head. And watch it get brighter and brighter. Tuning into your body brings you right into present time, because our bodies can only exist in present time. Bodies exist in time and space. Mostly our minds take us in the past or the future until we find that spaceship or DeLorean that's going to take us back to the past or into the future, or a TARDIS. We exist in the present, so be right here and now, connected with the earth. And then call back any of your energy that's in the future. Maybe you're looking forward to something. Maybe there are things you need to plan. Maybe there are things you need to do next week or over the weekend. Just call your energy back so that you have it right here and now. Set your intent for the next week, just as a practice, allowing others to be exactly where they are with compassion, and grace. Sometimes we need to be extra compassionate and filled with grace because people are not always in a great place. And we can feel that, we can sense that, we can know that. And if we're in our own space and we set our intent to let others be where they are, it can actually create a healing space. So give yourselves a breath and then give yourself space to be exactly where you are, without expectation, without punishment, just to be exactly where you are as you are. Notice that gold sun, that gold ball of light above your head, just growing as you call back your life force energy from the past or the future. And imagine that you're also calling back your joy and your magic from wherever you left it. Maybe some of your magic and joy is in the past. Maybe it's in the future. But call back your magic and joy right into that gold ball of light above your head. And then if you want, in your mind's eye, you can even look up at that golden sun and notice that you're connected with the earth, with that beautiful golden sun shining down right on you. And then go ahead and imagine that gold sun coming right in through the top of your head, filling up that energy center at the top of your head, your crown chakra. Have that gold sun filled with your life force and joy and magic come into your whole head and fill your head. With magic and joy and your life force. And then fill up your neck and your shoulders and your arms and your hands. Bring your attention to that chest area. As you fill up with that gold sun, you just begin to let that flow through you, filling up your chest and your torso and your legs, your knees, your lower leg, your feet. Fill up all the systems in your body with your life force and joy and magic, and just watch yourself transform from the inside out. And then you can let that golden sun, that golden ball of light that's flowing through you, fill up with that golden sun. And then let it expand into your skin and out into your aura until you are sitting in a bubble of golden light. Imagine that you're back in the center of your awareness, in the center of your head. And notice once again that connection with the center of the earth. Notice that flow of energy and notice how your awareness, your experience is changing by the moment as you call back your life force, as you gather that up and bring in some joy for yourself. Now gently go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Give yourself a breath and exhale and gently open your eyes and look around the space that you're in. You might want to take a big stretch, maybe yawn, bend over, dump out. That is a meditation. and you reset your energy. Each and every one of you that is listening to this or listens to it in the future, you are reclaiming your energy, you're releasing energy, and you're changing your experience and how you relate to the world and in the world. Always give yourself space to express yourself as you are. And when you get stuck in your head or stuck in your thoughts or stuck somewhere in that space, have a seat, turn your attention within, do one of these meditations. They're on my website. They're on here on YouTube. It's in the podcast section here in YouTube. So just listen to it, and you don't have to watch me do it, although I talk with my hands a lot. What can I say? So this is going to be a December to remember. That much I can guarantee. I will have everything set up because I just realized I hadn't even set up the rest of the YouTube. But I would like to hear about your experience with that meditation. I know we had a few people come on and then drop off. I had to remove a troll or two during that meditation. But what was your experience in that space? How was that to just really connect and release and call your energy back and call back your magic and joy, or even remember magic and joy? Sometimes we get so caught up that we don't even remember that joy. So you can definitely, if you're still hanging with me here, just drop a comment. And I hope that you enjoyed that meditation. We're going to be doing more of these. Thank you, Richard, always for commenting. I know I see my stealth people in the back, and you don't have to comment because I can see you. I see you there. I see your energy there. But Richard says, thanks. It was a good reset for the week and month ahead. Yeah, that's really, I'm trying to give everybody tools so that you can really change your experience and how you relate in the world. And the more joy we can bring to the world by just being that joy, by letting that joy flow through us, that's really the ticket. I mean, I was teaching a yearly workshop called Return to Joy, but because I'm going to be at this memorial, I couldn't do it this year. There wasn't space for it. But gosh, we'll resume that next year. But it really is about bringing back the joy of the season, the magic of the season, and just remembering, instead of the chaos and the consumerism and all of that, the true meaning of this month, really, and not even from a religious sense. I don't even need to go there. Yeah, because it's not about that. It's the magic of the season and the magical holidays and the memories that we have and have had and the loved ones that we experience and communicate with. Yeah. So for this week, because we're just now getting into it, grab yourself a meditation, listen to one of the podcasts. I'll have this one up on there too. I'm doing, I pulled the Circle of Love meditation from a week ago. I'm trying to edit that down, so that will be a standalone for you to enjoy. So I'm going to be adding things as we go. And I hope that you've enjoyed, kind of what we're doing here. If this stuff is your jam and you're really excited about it, absolutely, I would love it if you support this stream with a virtual tip. It's not necessary, but it is absolutely welcome. You can either point your QR code here. You can look in the comments for the link, or if you're watching later, here is the QR code right in the corner here of the little video, and then it's also in the description on YouTube, just below. Again, I'm Debbie from Spirit Light Insight. And I'd love if you also participate in the solstice, maybe you join us for the solstice night, or create 2024, whatever you want. But for now, I guess I should sign off. Let's see here. I just want to check the chat really quick. But I'm going to sign off because just make it a magical week and start of December. Because remember, we're going to be doing the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 waltzing out of 2023 and into 2024. So for now and until next week, it's Debbie from Spirit Light Insight signing off. And always remember to keep your spirit light in sight and shine your light for all to see. Bye-bye for now.